All right, y'all. So it says I'm live again. I do apologize for that. This is the second time this happened since I've been trying to go live like this, and I do apologize. So where were we? Basically, y'all, we were talking about how other people in the world. Thanks for coming back, the one person. I appreciate you. I told you every time I go live, it's so much opposition. My whole internet just kicked me out for no reason. I'm like, what the heck? But anyway, we gotta keep persevering. That's the name of this game, right? So there's people around the world that were involved in the flood over in Thailand. 13 boys and their coach. Ron Howard is doing a movie about this whole situation. Some people thought these young men were drugged. Some people thought they used meditation as a way of getting out. And basically, Ron Howard and screenwriter Will Nicholson break down the movie's most surprising fictional and real life moments. And I would imagine there's a whole lot of real life moments, but they had to add some other elements in there. This, after all, is Hollywood and Amazon they're merging with. But anyway, did the soccer team meditate inside the cave? The soccer team was trapped for more than 2 weeks before they were rescued. In one early scene in the cave, the boys' coach guides them through Buddhist meditation, telling them the fear is in their mind, and that's the God's honest truth. By all accounts, they meditated often, and it was very constructive and very crucial, Howard says. Although it was initially just referenced in the script, Howard says he wanted an opportunity to see this meditation. So Nicholas wrote a scene in the cave where the kids were starting to panic, and you can see the coach calm them down with this meditation. So basically, were the good luck bracelets a real thing? Now, I'm not going to read everything here, but one of the guys, as they were going in to be rescued, I guess one of the guys' mom made some red bracelets and sent them down, and everybody wore them, and everybody got out alive. And basically, they're saying that yes, this could have been good luck bracelets, you know, anointed bracelets. Were the boys actually given ketamine injections? This movie goes on and on and on. I want you guys to hear what Ron Howard has to say if this video is still available. And I just wanted to point out how survival is real in other parts of the country with less and only their faith. And here in America, we have so much access to so much, even the church and this Jesus, but yet we seem to be doing the worst. So let's see if this movie gonna kick in. And all credit will be given in the links down below. I don't want to play a commercial, so let me figure out which movie is playing, and then I'll put the sound on. Again, fair use is being used here. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Things are running a tad bit slow. It is raining here, so it could have been like a little power outage. But yeah, let me. Where is the little boys? Hold on. I want the video with the little boys. Here we go. Let's get right into this, okay, when they come up. Fair use is being used, guys. Fair use is being used. I felt it was a story that lent itself to dramatization, to great actors performing these moments and allowing audiences to sort of to
imagine themselves in those circumstances in a way that really kind of engages the nervous system along with the heart and mind, which a documentary can, can get you in your mind and you can follow it emotionally, but you don't necessarily feel it as much.
And you know what my agent said to me yesterday? He said when he was watching it, he said, even though I know we got them out, he said it's done in such an amazing way.
And what we didn't know at the time, because it was sort of controversial, the methods which they used involving, particularly with Dr. Harry, that getting the kids out. I was kind of shocked when I got involved with conversations about the movie. I didn't know that this had made it. And it's still kind of blowing.
That's what's amazing about this film. I think it really just lets us get in there and get scared of everything.
It's one of those rare stories that sort of started as a tragic news story. It ended as an incredible feel-good history for the most part. I know people did lose their lives in this case, but the focus of it being such a constant, oh, this is tragic, and then it's such
All right, so y'all heard that. I'm going to go ahead and pause that there. Basically, let me go ahead and read to you about the bracelets because this was weird. Before the rescue gets underway, a trap boy's mother gives Rick and John a bag of red beaded bracelets for good luck. Rick shoves his bracelet in his pocket, saying he doesn't believe in luck, but agrees to give them to the other divers and boys on their mission. And again, they all seem to have came out alive. Seems like it's going to be a good movie of survival. Like Ron Howard said, there is a lot of excitement in this movie, okay? And with that being said, let's move right along to the next story. Now, this story is a good story with a happy ending. I shall out.
Missing for over a week in Brooklyn has been found.
A good update.
So, Honesty Elliott is safe. She has been found safe, y'all.
And News 12's Jordan Kassane is at Grand Army Plaza right now, where the community had come together to search for Honesty. And tonight, Jordan, we spoke with the teen's mother. What does she have to say?
All right, come on. Why do you gotta freeze up now? Shout out to the one person in the chat.
Honesty Elliott went missing right here in our borough, and there's arguably no stronger bond than between a mother and her child. So tonight, Honesty's mother, Raquel, tells us she's overjoyed as her baby has officially been found and made her way home.
Honesty is home with her mommy, and my heart is whole.
Family, friends, and complete strangers have been working tirelessly since 14-year-old Elliott went missing on July 27th. Well, tonight, her mom tells us that after receiving a call from the 24th Precinct in Harlem around noon this afternoon, she was reunited with her baby. The Brooklyn teen, nicknamed Ani, was last seen at her home last Wednesday. We're told that she was at home babysitting her younger siblings when suddenly she disappeared. After 8 heart-wrenching days, Ani has been reunited with her family. I spoke with her mother shortly after the pair found one another.
At this time, we just want to make sure that Honesty is okay and let her know that holding her is just my top priority right now. But I really want to thank the community and everyone around the world who cared about this young Black girl named Honesty Ani Elliott. Thank you. Because of you and the media and the elected officials and the police officers, family and friends and community, my daughter's home.
All right, so hold it right there. I am so glad this young lady is safe because when we did this story, y'all, and shout out to Black Girl Unlost over there. Y'all can go check out her video, her update. I did my video, she did a video. I told you in my video that based on the mom saying Honesty was having an issue with her YouTube and she asked her for her computer, I said the little girl may have ran away. She might be safe wherever she is, or it's a scare just to be missing from home. But it probably will come out in the future that it was over the computer and she may have just ran away. It wasn't an abduction. Nobody stole her from her house. So when I looked at Black Girl Unlost video the other day, in her title it said, "Update: Young girl been found over an argument with her mom." And I think that's just basically what this was. I was telling you the way the mother was acting. It was more like she got a broken heart because her and her daughter got in a fight, and the daughter may have got sick and tired of the arguing, or whatever, and left. And that's what it seems like it's coming up with. So you guys, I'm gonna have everything linked below. The missing Crown Heights teen was found Thursday after she had disappeared last week. 14-year-old Honesty Elliott was found safe in Harlem by police after she'd been missing. Let me just say this to the two people in the chat. Please thumbs up the video and thank you for being here. I started this in another video. I got kicked out of my Wi-Fi or whatever, so this is like part two. But the title, mentions that she was found safe. I gotta update this title when I'm done. But the young missing girl in Brooklyn was found safe. And in my title prior to this stream just a little while ago, I said Brooklyn is gone wild because we have the story with the McDonald's shooting. And of course, the bishop is the bishop that keeps on giving. That is the Bishop of Brooklyn, Lamar Whitehead. He just keeps on giving and giving and giving. So Annie's been found safe, y'all. But just because Annie was found safe here in America, let me show you what's going on in other parts of the world. Because when I tell you this young girl got drug off a bench by a monkey riding a scooter, y'all would sit here and think I'm on some kind of drugs or something. I'm just lying to you, right? Thank God for videography and cameras and stuff, because this was caught on camera, I believe, over like in Minor Asia, somewhere over there, China somewhere. This young girl, I'm waiting for it to come up. Bear with me, y'all. I don't know why it's going slow, but bear with me. This young girl is sitting on a bench with other children. She has on a bright yellow sweater, nice little dress. She's about 2, 3 years old at the most. And there's this trained monkey that's trained to ride this scooter, a customized scooter,
Get away with a great deal
just
at
for
the
his
Hyundai
little
Getaway
tiny
Sales
body, right? He must have been in some kind of show or something. But when he went to go buy this little young girl, he got it in his mind. Watch this.
Watch it a couple of times.
Watch this. You see how he rolled up and then dragging his baby? Y'all see that?
The monkey was apparently part of it.
Lord, ain't nobody, child. Ain't nobody running to help that little girl.
Grabs the little boy.
The
toddler doesn't understand that traumatized.
Lord.
A few scratches.
Look.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Click the ABC7 logo to subscribe.
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna play it back. But did you see no adults ran up to this child to help this child, or try to get the monkey under control? Just basically snatched her out of her seat and took off. One more time.
Very strange video you're about to see here. A viral video. You're gonna have to watch it a couple of times, really.
Look!
He's riding a little bicycle.
Oh my God!
And trying to drag the kid away. The monkey was apparently part of an entertainment group in Indonesia, which is why you can hear music in the background. The monkey came riding down the
Y'all
next street
see
and
that?
grabs the little boy.
Oh Lord, please, we gotta pick. There really is an attack on the children, y'all. All right, listen, I don't care where you live at this point in time. The animals, people, predators, period, are after the children anyway, by any means necessary. Let me tell you something to the two people in the chat. Two of my favorite YouTube channels are the JK family, Jamel Poussin. He got Jackie, he got Shaki, and he got Shekinah. He got a family of 3. They've been together 20-something odd years and just got the little baby monkey in like a year or two ago. I watched them. So far, I haven't seen those monkeys attack people yet or anything like that, but they're really chill. And then I watched the Judy family. Now it's Judy, it's Jayla, and it's Floyd, a family of three. And I think they just got another little baby in named Lola. I like monkeys. If I had to have a pet, I say it's monkeys, but I can't trust them doing what this monkey just did to this little girl when it comes to my grandchildren.
Pretty
This is
strange video
crazy.
you're about to see here. A
One more
viral video.
time.
You're gonna have to watch it a couple of times.
Look,
This is a monkey
damn, she
riding
could
on a
have cracked
bicycle,
her
riding
head.
a toddler, and
Where
trying to
is the
grab it away.
adult?
The monkey was apparently part of an entertainment group in Indonesia, which is like the music.
I bet you that
The
man
monkey
standing
came
down
riding
there in
down
the white
street,
shirt
grabs
is the
boy,
monkey's owner.
drags him. The toddler was understandably
Right there, you
traumatized,
think he
and
the
he
one
was
told the
suffering
monkey
from
to go, look like.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown.
Alright,
The
so
827 logo.
I just wanted to start with those three videos, 13 Lives, because that's a survival story. The young girl in New York survived for 8 days in New York without getting harmed or hurt in any way after an argument with her mom, allegedly. Then we have the little girl on a scooter. Now let's move right along, y'all, because I don't want to keep y'all too long. This right here, I believe, has to do with the monkeypox, man. Is disproportionately affecting Black, Hispanic people. This is the latest reports from the CDC, and the breakdown goes as follows. They think and blame. They think everything is your fault and blame everything on you. A detailed analysis of monkeypox May. You can't even say stupid words. Monkeypox May case records published by the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention on Friday offer new insight into the outbreak, which is disproportionately affecting men who have sex with men, especially those who are Black and Hispanic. What do you guys think about this? Why everything they create or conjure up or introduce to the world has to affect us? It's like they do it intentionally. Like you don't. If it was just random and out of nowhere, it would affect everybody. But for some reason, they're targeting certain communities. And remember, Joe Biden said this country is doomed, not just because of Black people. I've been telling y'all, because of this stuff like this, because of CDC, because of the Vatican, because of the White House, because of Buckingham Palace, and any other wickedness seated in high places that keep coming up with this stuff, making you look like the bad guys, or making you look like you're cursed, or making you look like you're the only people that can get these wicked diseases that are being introduced to the community. Now, let me just say this right here. You can read this article on your own. You remember Roe versus Wade just happened, the overturning of that. You know there's been sterilization, depopulation. Now they're telling people you can't have sex. Another way to cut off the lifeline supply. Another way to not have kids or reproduce. So they're saying this new disease or pandemic or whatever going around. Let me just say there were 2,891 cases of monkeypox May reported in the United States by July 22. So how long by July 22? This just didn't happen in July. Up until July, cases have been reported, okay? About 2 months after the country's first case was reported, already up to 2,891 people, and this article was written yesterday. It basically, real quick, it says, with additional epidemiologic and clinical information were submitted to the CDC for 41% of those cases, though not all details were complete in all the forms. Listen, ain't nothing ever complete with these people. They don't give you the right numbers, they don't give you the right information, and I know I probably get flagged or get a warning. Hold on. Because I don't agree with the CDC. Any real nurse, anybody in the nursing field that have studied all these organizations, WHO, CDC, they screw up a lot and never want to admit it. So they're blaming allegedly men who have sex with men, black and Hispanic, people who have sex, period. Now it's a STI, sexually transmitted infection or disease, STV. That's what it is, sexually transmitted virus. All right, so y'all be mindful of this. All right, y'all just pay attention to what they do and how they do it. All right, like Biden said, not just because of black people. He want to blame black people for this world being messed up. But it's things like this, I'm telling you, that they do got us all jacked up and messed up in some way. I'm moving on because they don't like you to talk about that. When you give your spiritual opinion, it's like you get crucified for it. And I don't know why. Because that's where most truth lies. Not that the truth lie, but inside of spirituality and God, you find more truth than you find wickedness for the most part. Now you find a whole lot of that in church. That's a whole nother story in another video. Right now we're gonna talk about Sweetie Pie's owner sues YouTuber for defamation over comments about grandson's death. They are saying that Miss Robbie is in on it allegedly. Now, if you don't know who the YouTuber is, shout out to Storm Monroe because I found out yesterday watching him that this YouTuber is Eat with Philly Phil. Miss Phyllis over there on the Eat with Philly Phil YouTube. She usually ride her stationary bike and she do mukbangs. But here recently, when Tim Norman came up in this scandal that allegedly, not allegedly, where his nephew, Miss Robbie grandson, ended up deceased, she been covering it from the very, very beginning. Now, I heard last night this woman that grew up in St. Louis and know Miss Robbie personally, she spilled a whole lot of tea over there, y'all. A whole lot of tea. Some is believable. I don't know these people, but the woman talked like she knew what was going on. And this video Storm was saying that I watched last night is really the reason why Miss Robbie want to sue, because that woman came out and told it all. Told who she used to date, the drugs, who used the other murders allegedly that took place within the family and stuff like that. And people want to know, Miss Robbie, out of all the videos that have been made about you by everybody up until this point, why is it when that woman called in from St. Louis and said what she said on Philly's video, you all of a sudden want to sue? Most people who want to sue at this particular point in time, after their name been drugged through the mud and attached to murder, this, that, and the third, all along, is because some truth may be in that video. Is that right, Miss Robbie? Allegedly, because baby, she out here suing. Let me tell you. And people want to know. We understand loving your son, you know what I'm saying? And most women will side with their children before their grandchildren. But if you know your children out here doing wrong, like Tim Norman is accused of, come on, man. This is why that woman calls in the Philly Phil, because you ain't keeping it real, allegedly, Miss Robbie. You supposed to be out here. They say you black male identified worshiping or some shit like Sinji be saying over there. Cause it's your son. You know he's wrong and committed such a heinous crime, and yet you still going hard for him. Now ain't nobody saying don't go hard for your son. Somebody gotta look out for him while he in prison. But you don't have to cover for him, and if you are involved in any way allegedly, you need to turn yourself in. You need to go to jail, allegedly, people are saying now. I know you're in your 80s, and wow, that's kind of up there for all of this to be coming out and for it to be on your plate. But right is right, wrong is wrong, Miss Robbie. So if you're gonna sue, hell, They say this has to do with Oprah allegedly, sacrifices allegedly. I mean, if you're gonna sue, include yourself on the document. St. Louis, the owner of Sweetie Pie's Soul Food Restaurant, accused of Arkansas-based YouTuber creator of defamation this week over comments about an alleged murder for hire plot involving the family. Now, the child, they said anybody that sing for Ike Turner, you know Ike done turned them over a couple times. Ike done flipped it up, rubbed it down. Oh no! They said I turned it on, flipped Miss Robbie up, smacked it up, rubbed it down, and did one of them Bell Bib DeVoe moves on her. What was that? Who sung that song? It was BBD, yeah, BBD, right? One of them boys group, baby, let me tell you. And I said, you know what? Ike Turner was something else in my Kevin Hart voice. Miss Robbie, we need to add, did you ever sleep with Ike Turner? Allegedly. I'm gonna be as respectful as I can, man. But we got questions. So basically, over comments about an alleged murder for hire plot involving the family. Robbie Montgomery, who started with her family members in the who starred with her family members in the reality TV series Welcome to Sweetie Pies, said in a lawsuit filed Monday that Phyllis, I don't want to say her last name, y'all. Her name is Eat with Philly. And another lady, initials SC. That was the woman on the phone, and that's what they said, Miss Robbie. You must have knew that woman voice and knew who it was. Cause one man, people was calling in Miss Philly, but this one lady who called out certain names that you know she know, Miss Robbie. You like, oh hell, the cat about to come out the bag. I got to get a cease and desist and sue this woman. She giving out too much family secrets. Honey, and they juicy, let me tell you. Allegedly, somebody got murdered up in the bathroom. Allegedly, somebody, Miss Robbie, the Kim daddy, was married to another woman. Baby, oh, jeez. Honey, honey, honey. Somebody got stabbed up in a club. I said, wow. So y'all, Miss Robbie is worried out here right about now. Miss Robbie is worried. See, she said these women defamed her by publishing a video in which they accuse her of being involved in a criminal activity and promiscuity, being promiscuous. They said I turned her upside down, honey, allegedly, and that she was a girl in the street and had different men along the way, allegedly. Oh yeah, they sure did. They said that. So some of the comments reference Montgomery's connection to her son James Timothy Norman, who is charged with orchestrating the fatal shooting of his 21-year-old nephew Andre Montgomery Jr. They was talking about his father, who also appeared on the reality show. They said Andre was the sacrificial lamb, Andre Jr. All right, allegedly. Charges said Norman hired a woman who was working in Memphis, Tennessee to help him in the March 2016 killing near Fairground Park and then attempted to collect Andre Montgomery's life insurance benefits. Y'all can read the rest of that. We're doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and get into the next article. This is sad enough. 10 people in one family died, including 3 children. And this all took place in Pennsylvania in a house fire. A firefighter identifies them as his family. Are y'all listening? All right, y'all. Hold on. Bear with me. Oh, we're doing good. Not even 30 minutes, y'all. And we are more than halfway done. Things are running a little slow, but it should come in.
In northeastern Pennsylvania, criminal investigations underway tonight after a house fire killed 10 people.
Alright, why are you buffering and freezing up?
Including 3 children. A volunteer firefighter told a local newspaper when he arrived at the scene, he realized the victims were his own relatives. He said 14 people were living in that house. The youngest victim was 5 years old.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Wow, let's see what this says. Wow. So 10 people, including 3 children, were killed when the house went up in flames in Pennsylvania early Friday morning, state police said. 3 adults survived the fire and a criminal investigation is ongoing. Authorities responded to the 2-story home in Nescopec at 2:42 a.m. local time and learned that although 3 people had made it out, there were others trapped inside, according to state police. Several responding agencies and K-9 units located the victims inside of the home. State police identified them as Dale Baker, 19, Star Baker, 22, David Dalbert, 79, Brian Dalbert, 42, Shannon Dalbert, 45, Laura Dalbert, 47, Miriam Slusser, 54. 3 juveniles also died. They were identified as a 7-year-old girl, 6-year-old boy, and a 5-year-old boy. Our hearts and prayers go out to the families. May God give them comfort and peace through it all. So the volunteer firefighter company Harold Baker told the Citizens Voice newspaper of Wilkes-Barre that the 10 victims inside included his son, daughter, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, 3 grandchildren, and 2 other relatives. Y'all, this is so sad. Baker said that the address initially given for the call was a neighboring home, but that he realized it was his family's residence as the fire truck approached. It probably was the neighbor calling from 911 or something from their home or whatever residence. Wow, and when he got there, he realized it was his family's home. Quote, when we turned the corner up here on Dewey Street, I knew right away what house it was just by looking down the street, Baker told the Citizens Voice. I was on the first engine, and when we pulled up, the whole place was fully involved. We tried to get into them. Wow. Neighbors reported hearing a loud popping sound or explosion before seeing the front porch of the home rapidly consumed by flames. Some also reported hearing a young man screaming in the front of the home. They're all dead. Wow. Baker, who was relieved of his firefighting duties because of his relationship to the victims, said 14 people were living in the home. One of them was out delivering newspapers and 3 others escaped, he said, leaving 10, wow, to lose their life. The home was completely destroyed in the fire, state police said. Y'all, you guys can check that out. It is local. This report was written August 5th, 2022, CBS News, okay? Moving right along, y'all. Thank you for the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Now, this right here is about a homeless man. I do believe a man killed while feeding the homeless, y'all. All right, so this young man.
A Houston mother is sharing her heartbreak after her son was shot and killed now 2 months ago.
And still, no arrests have been made. He was cooking meals for the homeless at his apartment in 3rd Ward when he was killed. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle joining us live now to talk about this case and now what the mother is asking for. Sherman.
Yeah, good evening, Rashi. Jonathan, I spoke with Rachel Dorval. She held back tears as she spoke about her son's murder. She's hoping that someone who knows anything will speak up tonight.
She's also grieving for her son because she says she knows how bad he wanted to live.
That whole morning was just off. He was so fidgety, and that's not him.
Rachel Dorval says she had a weird feeling hours before her son, 20-year-old Terrence Lewis, was murdered
Wow.
June
She
15th.
looked just as
Around
young as
3:30
him.
p.m., he was preparing food for the homeless at his co-worker's apartment on Tealwester Street. Houston detectives say he was walking back to the apartment after throwing away trash when an unknown male fired shots at him from the parking lot. Terrence was hit and died near the front door. Rachel says her son had some trouble in the past, but he had changed his life around, hoping to become a chef and get his own food truck to feed more homeless people in the area. She now wonders what or who Terrence was running from.
He never wanted to worry me. He was just that kind of kid. Even if he knew I could help, he never wanted to worry me. So even if he knew I could help him, he wasn't going to say. He was so proud of the change that he was making, and obviously somebody didn't want him to make that change.
Police have not announced a suspect or motive in this shooting. Rachel hopes that someone provides any information that could lead to her son getting justice.
The most frustrating thing is the fact that these bastards are still walking out here and my son's gone. That's the frustrating part. They thought they got away with it, but I'm here to tell them they didn't.
Get this, Rachel also tells me that her son's co-worker who he would work with regularly at that apartment complex doing this work for the homeless, he no longer lives there at that apartment and he's changed his number. Meanwhile, police are asking if you know anything that can help them solve this crime, call Houston PD or Crime Stoppers.
All right, so first and foremost, I feel they should go track down the roommate or the person he was in that building with. Start there, the one who just they admitted to changing the phone number. Was there any girlfriends, any relationships going on? Sometimes when you sell food or dinner for the homeless, people think there's money involved and may mistaken him from just selling regular dinners. Was it a robbery gone bad? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Let's see what some of the comments say. This was very tragic. Condolences to his mother. No parent should ever bury a child. That's a strong mom right there. I'm so sorry she's going through this. She's so beautiful and clearly loves her baby more than anything. I love how she talks about him, sending all the love to her. And one more. So sad. At least he will be remembered for the good he was doing at the end. That's a blessing to his grieving mother. Absolutely. I agree. What do you guys think down below? Please let me know. Now, this in Tamarack, New York, down in the city somewhere, there was an arrest made, honey. Let's look at some of the comments. We'll read the first three and then we'll watch the video. This woman, Sakana, used to do my sister's nails. She is, well, now was, a nail tech. She was always very jealous of our family and the lifestyle we lived, and that's why my sister had to let go of her. Thank God she did because we could have been next. Oh my God. R.I.P. I'm speechless. Another person wrote, R.I.P. She was a beautiful woman. Man, this is crazy. So many killers out there never get arrested. We could literally pass up a killer on the sidewalk and not realize it. Could be laying in the bed with one. Could have gave birth to one. You never know. You never know. And the last comment, well, for the purposes of this video, I don't know why people think doing such horrific acts and showing a blatant lack of respect for human life is someone being about that action when you're doing the exact same thing to yourself. Wow. Now let's go ahead and get into this article.
New details tonight on an arrest in New York City. This after a young woman was killed last month inside her apartment in Tamarack. The Broward Sheriff's Office announced that the suspect, Sakina Thompson, is now in custody. CBS 4's Peter Adinch joins us live from the Tamarack Village complex with the very latest on this story. Peter.
Well, Naja, BSO says that the suspect was arrested in a neighborhood in Queens. That was 3 weeks after the homicide here. It's also where residents are relieved.
I feel terribly bad that happened to her.
Sheila Hernandez was horrified by the murder of her neighbor, identified by friends and family members as 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson, seen here and in photos in a post from loved ones on a fundraising website. PSO says they responded to Hodgson's second-floor apartment on July 13th after a 911 call about an unresponsive woman. They say they discovered that Hodgson died at the scene here at the Tamarack Village complex. On July 25th, a warrant was issued for 28-year-old Sakina Thompson. He was arrested on Wednesday in New York City.
Making an arrest makes me feel a lot more comfortable.
PSO is not saying what led them to their suspect, but an arrest affidavit says Sakina Thompson was demonstrating a depraved mind without regard for human life by stabbing with a sharp object with a premeditated intent to cause death.
All right, let's see if we can get this up on the big screen, and I'll read some more of it when that come down. Let's see.
I am very happy to hear
All
that.
right, I gotta go back a little bit.
Not saying what led them to their suspect, but an arrest.
All right, so no, it's kind of fuzzy, but I'll take a screenshot of it, and maybe if you want to read over it later, we can. Or y'all can just pause it and read through it yourself. That might be easier.
Affidavit says Sakina Thompson was demonstrating a depraved mind without regard for human life by stabbing with a sharp object with a premeditated intent to cause death.
I am very happy to hear about it because we were scared. We heard different stories from different people, and I happen to live on the floor above her, so I'm very happy. It makes me feel a lot better and more secure that they finally arrested somebody.
PSO has not said what the motive was. It's not clear when Thompson will be extradited. Right now, she is charged with first-degree murder.
As she should be, all right? Now, with that being said, y'all let me know what you think about all of this down below. I would appreciate it. Now, this next story, y'all, basically is about a McDonald's shooting. What I know about this story is a woman went into McDonald's. She asked for some fries and I'm sure other things as well. They gave her cold fries, according to her. She asked for some more fries, and I guess she got cold fries again. In the process of all of it, I guess the young teenagers in the store, the young people was mocking her or whatever, laughing at her. Um, which really all they should have did was just make some hot fries, give it to the woman, and go. Right? That's customer service. But again, the mentality and mindsets of people led to this young man being led outside by his own lust and his own flesh and his own desire to prove a point. And the woman's son, yep, I said the woman's son shot the McDonald's employee worker. What happened was the woman, knowing allegedly, after I did a little research, that her son had a history, a lengthy history of violence and in a rap sheet in criminal activity, right? Call her son on the phone to come down to the McDonald's. Her son comes down to the McDonald's. Boom. He have words with one of the employees. One of the employees steps outside as if he's gonna fight with the dude, allegedly. The girl hands her boyfriend, that's right, an 18-year-old girlfriend, standing there with her boyfriend and the boyfriend's mother, hands her boyfriend the gun. The guy shoots, and there you have a McDonald's worker over cold fries laying there outside the McDonald's in Brooklyn in the Canarsie neighborhood where Bishop of Brooklyn has his little church and ministry. Did he go out and make a presence here and offer his services like he did in the Abdullah case? Did he go out with the missing teen who was gone for 8 days? And Spirit says, people say, hell, the little girl might have been with him allegedly. Allegedly. All right. But did he go out and look for her and stand with the mother and that? So there's some things going on in this world, y'all. Brooklyn has gone wild. All right, so basically, Best Side, Brooklyn. This is Pix 11. A McDonald's worker allegedly shot by a man whose mother complained about receiving cold French fries has died of his injuries, according to authorities. The NYPD confirmed the death of Matthew Webb, 23, of Queens, on Friday morning. Now, Matthew, God rest your soul. All you had to do, because you seem like you may have been in charge, or like you were very popular on your job, because a lot of people were crying over what happened to you, and showed mad love for you. Made the woman hot fries, and all the woman had to do was, when y'all was laughing at her because you gave her cold fries the first time and allegedly she said a second time, is just leave, or call the manager and request some fries. She didn't have to call her son down, who she know was coming to get it popping. That's what she called them for. She gonna tell the police later on, I didn't want any trouble. I didn't call him down here for no trouble, but that's you did. You did call your son down here for trouble, okay? So Matthew, God rest your soul, and may God keep your family with comfort your family with grace and peace through it all. But we gotta make better decisions. Simply staying inside and just making a new fresh order of fries, everybody would have been on their merry way and still be alive. Instead, we have Matthew dead. We have the woman, her son going upstate. His girlfriend gonna get charged because she gave him the gun. The mother, all she did was make a phone complain about French fries and made a phone call to her son. I don't foresee anything happening to her unless they gonna come out and say my mother told me to do it, or it was my mother that called me down here. I don't know if the son is gonna speak up on his mother and say that, but this is ridiculous. Webb was shot in the neck outside the fast food joint. And speaking of that, they said his eye was swollen when his mom went to see him, and it's just a mess, y'all. He got shot outside the McDonald's where he worked on Fulton Street near Throp Avenue on Monday evening, allegedly by a man whose mother had argued with Webb about the quality of her fries, officials have said. Michael Morgan, 20, rushed to the McDonald's after hearing the argument on the FaceTime call with his mother, according to authorities. Morgan and Webb became involved in a physical altercation outside the restaurant, police have said. During that fight, Morgan allegedly reached for a gun and shot Webb in the neck, according to officials, and that gun again came from his 18-year-old girlfriend. Now, the father of the 18-year-old Camellia Dunlap, his girlfriend, right? Michael Morgan's girlfriend. Dad said he been trying to get her away from this guy, but she won't leave him alone. They've been dating up to this point like 3 years or so. Prior to Webb's death, Morgan had been charged with attempted murder and criminal possession of a weapon. His girlfriend, Camellia Dunlap, 18, has also been charged with criminal possession of a weapon for allegedly handing Morgan the gun and running off with it after the shooting, according to officials. So, y'all, it's a lot. Following his arrest in the McDonald's incident, Morgan of Brooklyn was also charged in an unrelated 2020 homicide, y'all. That woman should have left her son right the hell where he was. But then again, no, thank God she called his butt down there and he was able to get apprehended for some other charges he did. If not, his little murdering butt would still be on the street. So thank you, mother, for getting your son off the street. Okay? Unlike Brianna Greer, who parents called 911 on her, trying to get her some help, only for her to end up 6 days later dead. Alright? Be careful who you call, y'all, and who you calling people on. Now, with that being said, let me just go ahead and briefly get into this bishop right here because he is the bishop that keeps on giving. And the reason why I said where was the bishop at in all of this? Because Bishop says he is the bishop of the streets. And when stuff like this go down in the streets, now we're gonna come back and dissect this video right here. This video is called Bishop Whitehead with another one. And I tell you, he's the bishop that really keeps on giving.
Whitehead, okay, my boy.
All right, Bishop Whitehead.
Listen, nigga, I'm not even in this tabloid.
Yo.
I don't know what's going on.
Alright, so we're gonna hold it right there. This dude is real. I like him. He kept it real a little something. And he was like, playing up to him a little bit. He did say he gonna go to Bishop's church. But while Bishop was talking to him, I do believe Bishop said he from the streets, he from the hood. And he was saying it, y'all, like he's still out there conducting business as so. Now, let me see. All right, listen to Bishop. Bishop said he been outside.
Fendi, I'm from Brooklyn, man. Well, what are we from? Crown Heights. Oh, yeah, you from the Heights. Okay, yeah, you outside. So you've been outside. So what did that do? Man, listen, I've been outside, man. But you outside a little bit more than that. Right? You've been outside, but you outside. You outside right now. Yeah, I've been outside. You outside like this? The same way, man. Wow.
Y'all hear, right?
That's why everybody. That's why you get the backlash.
Yeah, you heard that, right? We're gonna listen to it again because I'm gonna end this video here only to pick up on this conversation, and we're gonna do a review, break down some things like Bishop saying, he been outside, and y'all, when you see the way he do his eyes, remember they can intimidate people and put fear in people and mesmerize people and possess people, okay? And you gotta watch how he said, I've been outside. Like, yo, I'm not new to the street. I am the streets. Why wasn't he helping look for Honesty Elliott? Why didn't he show up? This is all going in his community, Canarsie, Brooklyn. This is all going on in the Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights area of Brooklyn. So why isn't this man out there in the streets fighting for God's people, representing God's people in situations that come up where they're being attacked by the enemy, by the devil? No, but he says he been outside. And baby, when I tell you he been outside, he been outside. This is the bishop that keeps on giving. You're watching Religion Wing TV. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching the replay. God bless you all. You've been watching Religion Wing TV, and my spiritual ears stay. All right, y'all. Shalom. I will see you on the next live upload and or premiere. Yes, please subscribe so we can have a conversation. I shouldn't have to talk to you for free, but it's free to subscribe. So let's go ahead and get this conversation popping, whether it's in the chat, it's in the comment section, over on Patreon, wherever y'all want to have it, on Zoom. There's so much to talk about, but the least you can do is subscribe to this channel in order for me to have a conversation with you, right? Nothing like talking to strangers. And if you subscribe, then we're on a YouTube family on this channel for the purposes of it growing and getting these messages out there, right? So with that being said, everybody, have a good day and God bless you.